In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be going over all of the ways to say sorry in Korean. Because 죄송합니다 is not what you use all the time, guys. Unless you want to sound like a newbie. When it comes to apologies in Korean, there are two main stems that go into it. 죄송 and 미안. The only real difference between these two is that 죄송 is a little more formal than 미안. 미안. This is the most informal way to say sorry in Korean. Yeah, it's almost used as a joke, so you can just like say it as friends. Like if you do something and the other person's like, what the heck? You can just be like, 미안. To kind of joke with them, be like, oops, sorry, my bad. 미안해. This is a little more polite than the previous expression, but it is still an informal way to say sorry. You typically use 미안해 to say sorry to your friends or people that you're close with or younger than you. Also, this is often an apology that is used between couples in a relationship. So with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, if you want to say sorry, you usually say, oh, 미안해. 미안해요. Now we are entering the formal category by adding the yo to 미안해. That's what adding yo adds to 미안해. It adds formality. You use 미안해요 with people who are slightly older than you or of a higher rank than you in work or in society. 미안합니다. Finally, we have 미안합니다, adding 합니다 at the end. This is the most formal way to say I'm sorry using the stem 미안. And if you want, you can add 정말 to the beginning of the expression saying 정말 미안합니다. This means that you are very sorry about something in a formal way. This is because 정말 is the Korean equivalent to the word truly or very, and it is more formal. You'll hear 진짜 too, which means really in Korean. So 정말 and 진짜 both mean really. 정말 is used more formally though. I know when it comes to Korean, it can be really hard to know when to use all these different formalities because there are literally so many different levels. But I found that the best way to do this is through real life experiences, like seeing it used in real life. This is why to all my friends who are studying Korean, I recommend they use FluentU to study. This is because FluentU actually uses only real-world content to teach you Korean. So they use K-dramas, K-pop, the news, inspiring speeches. It turns all of these sorts of stuff into bite-sized lessons for you, so you can actually see all this stuff that you're learning used in real life. You can actually get FluentU for 2 weeks absolutely free with my link in the description below. So go do it, check it out for 2 weeks, and when you're done, come back here and let me know how it helped you. I would really love to know. Now, let's move on to 죄송. 죄송해요. 죄송해요 is used with elders. Like when you're apologizing to your parents or grandparents or just people who it's obvious that they are of higher age or rank than you. This is not the most formal apology for sure, but it is definitely up there. 죄송합니다. 죄송합니다 is a very, very formal way of saying sorry. You'll know that by seeing the ending 합니다. That's like the most formal you can really get. Use 죄송합니다 when you're apologizing to somebody who you don't know. That's the main difference here. It's with somebody that you just don't know, a complete stranger. Like for example, one time when I was in Korea and I was going through the subway, it was really crowded in the area that I was in, and I ended up running into this girl. She was probably around my same age, maybe a little older, but I still was just like, oh, 죄송합니다, to like show that I'm sorry because she's a stranger. I don't know her rank, I don't know her age, so I use 죄송합니다 because that's just the formal way to do it if you don't know the person's relation to you. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Yes, I use 죄송합니다 in Korea, and I do hear it often, but what I hear even more than that is 잘못했어 or 잘못했어요. This means it's my fault or it was my fault. The difference is that this is mostly used with people who know each other or are at least like somewhat familiar with each other. 다시는 안 그럴게. This means I won't do it again. This is kind of showing like proof like I actually am sorry. I'm not gonna do this again. Like I promise you. So it's a way to kind of enforce that you really are sorry. 제발 화내지 마세요. This means please don't be mad at me. Anyone who's learning a new culture is most likely going to make some mistakes. So if you're in Korea, you're probably gonna make some sort of cultural mistake that you just aren't sure of. So you can use this expression to tell somebody like, hey, please don't be mad at me. I'm learning and I'm trying. So be patient. And this is also informal Korean. If you want to review everything that I went over in this video, be sure to download the free FluentU PDF in the description box below. Now, I have the perfect video for you to check out next right over there. I go over some of the different types of verbs that you can find in the trailer Train to Busan. It will up your Korean vocabulary game so much, especially if you're struggling with certain verb forms. There's a lot of great information in the video and I think you'll really enjoy it. So I will see you guys over there.